which is
Jeez.
wild. Especially knowing what I know about YouTube now. Like if I would have known that back then, like who knows where we'd be.
What is up, guys? Welcome back to the podcast from unknown to unforgettable. We got a super unforgettable speaker in the house today. We got Dylan Corbett. All right, let me frame this a little bit real quick. This guy just impromptu kind of reality TV show, just puts it together. Amazing. Like it's about to be one of the top hits Netflix. Like, you know how you're scrolling on Netflix and you kind of see the top video like shows. Well, this is actually going to be the number one coming out soon. The producer himself of Ultimate Agent Contest, Dylan Corbett. Welcome to the podcast, bro.
Dude, thanks for having me. We were talking like before, like no one ever asked me to be on podcasts. So whenever you asked, I was like, dude, yeah, I'll totally do that.
I love it, dude. So just to give a little basis of who you are. So this guy, Cody's videographer full time. And so I bet we have a ton of questions about that. So I'll ask that a little bit later. But tell us about like how you got to where you are today and a little bit of backstory on you.
Yeah, for sure. So really everyone always asks me like, when did you start making videos? And it goes so far back. Like me and Keith, you know Keith, he was our other producer for the Ultimate Agent. We started making videos together when we were in 5th grade. So we would just go over to each other's houses. We had this little tiny webcam that we'd like set up all over his house and like stay up all night editing it. So we started super young. We were checking it the other day. We put our first YouTube video up 16 years ago, which was within the first year of YouTube's existence, which is wild. Especially knowing what I know about YouTube now. Like if I would have known that back then, like who knows where we'd be. But so we started making little home videos, and really just like loved it. Like just found a passion in it. And so we kept doing that, went into high school, joined my media program at Kickapoo High School here in Springfield, Missouri. And it was just like immediate that I just knew that I was really good at it and that it was something that I loved doing. So whenever I went to college, I actually went to college to play college soccer, and I had a couple offers around different schools in Missouri, but most of the programs did kind of media program that they were offering. And there was one school that I really wanted, that I liked, that had a media program. So I was like, okay, that's where I'm going. Because long term, I'm not going to be a soccer player. Like I know I want to do video.
Yeah.
So I did that, went through their media program, graduated, immediately started getting jobs in college. I worked for, you might be a little too young to know who this is, but some other people might. Have you ever heard of Yakov Smirnoff?
No.
A lot of people know who he is. He's like a famous Russian comedian. He has a show down here in Branson, Missouri. He has got like a big theater and a big show. So he was actually the first guy who gave me like a job doing video. I was like running his like media screens and like the video boards and making like little promo pieces for him.
Oh, that's cool.
So that was when I was like 18. I got hired with him, and then right after that, I started working for a marketing company here in Springfield, making like food videos and like different little videos for different companies. And that's actually where I met these two guys, Rance and Greg, who ended up going to work for Cody. And so they started working for Cody, and they reached out to me and they're like, hey, we need a videographer over here. This guy Cody's doing cool things in the insurance industry. Like, we'd love for you to come talk to him. And I was like, insurance? Really, dude? And at the time, Cody was like just selling insurance leads, which I didn't even know that was a thing. Like I had to ask him, I'm like, so what is like a lead? And he like told me what it is. And honestly, I wasn't even like sold on what he was doing for a while. I was just like, he's paying me to do videos. Like, it's cool. But I wasn't really, I didn't see like the vision necessarily right off the bat. especially because at the time we were just, I mean, we were so small. Cody had like 1,000 subscribers on YouTube, and like we'd get 10 views on a YouTube video. Like I'd work all day and we'd get 10, 20 views on a YouTube video.
Yeah. That's crazy. So when you picked up with him, was it like, how was that connection at first? Because obviously it seems like you guys have built like a great like relationship now, but was there a time that it really clicked that like, dang, I really like what you're doing and like we vibe now? Or like, how was that progression?
Yeah, I mean, we've always got along really well. He's a good dude in general. He's always like respected my opinion and really kind of valued what I have to say. It's not just like what he says goes. Like he'll ask me when he gets a good idea, and we'll kind of bounce him back and forth. The first probably year or so, I will say he was a little more rough when it came to like being a boss. Not necessarily towards me, because I feel like I was always doing good work and he was always excited about what I was doing, but he would come into work every now and then and like just didn't like where we were. He wanted to grow faster. We had people on the team at the time. He always calls them like the circus or what, the bad news bears. We had some guys on the team that were just not, the quality of team member that we wanted. And so he would, there were just times where he would come in, he would be upset. He would yell at people. He's definitely changed a lot when it comes to like being a leader and a boss in that aspect. He's an awesome dude, and we've kind of just grown our relationship over the years. But really from we kind of had a good connection that we knew was going to last a long time.
Yeah, no, that's cool. So when you go into, I want to take it back a little bit. So what made you want to make a YouTube video at first? Like when you were making YouTube videos way back long ago?
Yeah, so that was before people knew what YouTube was. It wasn't like we wanted to get famous or anything. We literally just heard about this new program that we could like share our video with our friends, and like, so really it was about just putting it up and then like showing kids on my soccer team and people at our school. And like, it wasn't about, starting a business or making a brand or really even getting like a lot of views. It was really just like a way to share it with our family and friends.
Yeah, no, that's crazy. That's really cool. So obviously you're really skilled in what you do. What is it taking? Like, do you like work on constantly like how you can get videos better, how you can create better videos quality? Like what kind of steps do you take to be able to actually improve? Or has it just taken like a bunch of practice and you're like, oh, I like this? Or is it taking like courses, maybe programs, or watching videos on like, okay, how do I get this better?
I mean, a little of both. So most of what my skill set comes from is just doing the work and just, every single day editing videos, trying new stuff, it's easy as a video editor to just get stuck into like a routine and just make like the same video and put your intro here and the video here and the lower third here and then the outro here. But and it's easy to do that. But sometimes you kind of have to evolve. You have to say, okay, I need to try to make this better. I need to make a new intro. I need to, try to do a documentary or a music video, or especially back in my kind of early days of like viewing this more as like a business rather than just a hobby. I was like doing commercials for companies in town. I was doing music videos. I was doing social media content. I was doing drone videos. Like I film weddings. I do so many different types of things that I think it all kind of just like helps me mold my style. But like on the other side of it, I also do like, if I don't know how to do something, or if I know I'm like struggling to do it quickly and efficiently, I'll look up YouTube videos on how to do it and I'll learn stuff. And so it's kind of both. I definitely watch things on YouTube, but for the most part, it's like just doing it and just repetition.
Yeah, do you listen to what Cody says like when you're filming him, or are you kind of like, all right, I know kind of what to do, I'm filming it, and like, all right, cool, or are you actually like processing kind of what he's saying?
Yeah, I'm definitely listening. Especially now. Um, I'm always like looking for, because a lot of times we film videos or even podcasts, we don't have like a title in mind. So a lot of what I'll do is I'll be listening for that like one little phrase that he said that's like, oh, that's a good title, or that I can kind of build the video around like that specific idea. So a lot of times I'm sitting there listening, and that's also what we use for like, and we can maybe get into like more of the YouTube
Yeah.
technical stuff, but we always try to do like a coming up, at the beginning, just to kind of entice people to like keep watching the whole thing. So a lot of times I'm sitting there listening to like, oh, that little 30-second bit was really, really good. I'll sit there, I'll write down the time code so that I know like, okay, this was a good, strong piece for that coming up and for the title and stuff like that. So yeah,
So
I'm
then do
always
you put
listening.
that up front? Because I know that you say like coming up dot 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 in front of the videos. Do you take that clip, put it in the front, then put the title? Is that as well?
Yeah, pretty much. Yeah.
Oh, that's really good. I need to do that more. I'm really curious. What's one of the biggest pieces of advice you could give to an insurance person or somebody like trying to do what Cody's doing in a way of like having influence and having a lot of inbound people and a lot of people attracted to him from working day to day to day and all these different huge projects? What's some of the biggest things that you've picked up from him that you're like, if some like this is a characteristic, if you are able to like have this or what he does really well that other people could do as well? Like, what are some things that you've picked up?
I mean, the first thing that comes to my head, because I get asked this by insurance agents all the time who want to have like their own YouTube channel and they want to do what me and Cody are doing. It's like, I mean, I love like what you're doing, where you're just like, you're starting this YouTube channel, you're getting people on, you're starting a podcast, you're doing it mostly yourself. But at the same time, getting someone who knows how to do it a little better than you so that you don't have to focus on it, I think is one of the best things that me and Cody have going for us, is that he trusts me 100% with the YouTube channel. Like he'll shoot me over title ideas every once in a while and stuff like that. But for the most part, like at this point, he just trusts me enough to get the work done and come up with good titles. So I would say for an insurance agent who wants to start a channel and a brand, try to find someone who you can partner with, that you can delegate a lot of this to, so that you're not focusing too much on it. Because at the end of the day, it's like you still got to be selling insurance and like making money that way.
Yeah.
So that's kind of my biggest advice is try to find someone who you can partner with.
No, that's really good advice. And then that's like, I've done that because honestly, I haven't even I think I created one title so far in the month and a half that I've been partnering with Miles. It's pretty much like he just started posting. I was like, hey, this is what it is. And like, I trust it and we'll course correct as time goes. And all of a sudden it's like, I really like this. And I just send it to him. And all of a sudden it's just boom, 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 boom. And like, it's been really cool, but that's awesome. That's really good advice, to be honest.